This is my first trip since I quit my job, which was about 2 months ago now. Just crazy, since I would expect that I would take a trip like this in the first few weeks of quitting my job, which is what is expected. I forgot the feeling of being away from the city. I forgot that there's just more to Earth than just tall buildings, than just money, than just trending places, and busy streets and traffic. It felt like I was going through a hard reboot all throughout the trip. This is also my first time bringing my Sony camera to a beach trip. It's weird, but at the same time amazing on how I did not have the need to crop any of these photos that I took during the trip. It felt like when I took the photo, it was just perfect. I had the freedom to move around, to set my shot. As soon as the shutter clicked, I knew that, hey, this is it. No more crops. Everything is how I want it to be. I didn't even know how to edit the photos. I was just testing stuff around until I decided to just do my usual bloom edits, my usual bloom editing style, and it went out pretty great. It gave off this photos that your dad took during a random family trip back in the 2000s on a camera that is ruined, and these photos are forever lost within that chip, within that camera that is just unretrievable. Without the bloomy edit, or without me editing the photos I took, it would look like a generic postcard photo. I did not expect that we were to trek on the island. This is an island, by the way, small island. So the trek is not that long. It's just the longest one, there was about 3 kilometers. We took the 1.5, which is half of that. And I only wore sandals. They are trekking or hiking sandals, but it's still not the best shoes. It's still not the best thing for trekking. Doesn't do great on the job, especially I didn't expect the trail to be that hard. Like, there were rocks, but they weren't normal rocks that you would find on mountains. They're corals for some reason. They were like they're man-made pathways. They're corals that like dried up and all that. Not corals, okay, but like stones, big stones from the beach, from the ocean. They just put it up there and I don't know, broke it to pieces and then just made a path with it. The challenging thing is, it's not stable, so the rocks would shift every time you would step on it funny, or you would step on it wrong. So I had my camera on one hand and a stick on the other. So it was pretty challenging, and I don't trek or hike that much, especially on that situation wherein it's improvised. I had sandals, no socks, so it was, if my feet were sweat, it would be slippery. And the rocks, I did not expect it to be that jagged, and then expect it to be to shuffle all the time when I'm just a bit off on my footing on the rocks. So yeah, it was exhilarating. There was anxiety too, but it paid off because we got to see tons of beautiful sights all throughout the trek.
Something's on my hair. Okay. No. Huh? Wait, hindi nang hulog din ang kamera. Dili. Ayo. Baluarte? Baluarte?
In the middle of the trek, just right before we head back, there's these cool ruins. I don't know why I feel this way, but what I feel towards ruins like these is just that I get nostalgic. I get nostalgia from a time where I didn't even exist. These ruins are way back, like 1800s. There were forts from the Spanish era. And it kind of makes me feel like I miss this. I miss it for some reason. Like the fact that the function of the building or the ruin is lost, or could also be that I'm happy in a bittersweet way with the fact that the function or the use of the building, the ruin, might be lost, but the structure is still there. Just kind of, I don't know, retired, I guess. But unlike humans, these structures could live as long as the earth. Just makes me feel something. Nostalgia, for some reason. I can't help but admire and wonder what these ruins saw for the entire lifespan since it was built. Finally got a chance to go dip in the beach. There's this sandbar that's really kind of, I don't think sandbars are, they're tiny sand islands, but it's attached to the island, so they still call it sandbar because of the big island of sand. We started late because we started trekking late, so this was 4:30 in the afternoon. But still, the sandbar felt amazing, the beach felt amazing. I missed the smell of the UV-kissed sands. The sands were so fine too, really good. Feels good to feel on feet. I know we only had like maximum an hour on the beach, but I was just happy to be there. The next morning, I woke up early to, compensate for the lack of time being on the beach. Really would like to indulge more on the beach because, well, that's mostly why we're there. The beach, the sand, the waters, but it rained. And felt like the day was ruined. Took these photos too while it was kind of cloudy. It just stopped raining. Took these pictures and really captured the feeling. I got this edit in a way that it captured this gloomy but bloomy feeling of, hey, you know what? The day is kind of ruined because I didn't get to indulge more on the beach. But hey, I'm still here, and it's beautiful out here. Even though it's kind of gloomy, raining, it's still good to be here. I still feel good to be here. A bittersweet feeling on these photos. We had kayaking as our last activity. Since I was too full to swim, I can't even float right because it takes a lot of bracing for me to kind of float because my stomach is like on overtime to just digest the food I've eaten. And that doesn't help in making me relax my stomach, relax my body, since you need to relax to float. So yeah, it's not a good idea. it's not a good idea to continue swimming. Kayaking was fun, and there's some bit of panic since my cousin is not used to these kinds of activities. He's not used to kayaking, paddling. He doesn't know that much paddling, so try to teach him, but still, first timer. So I did all the paddling, mostly all the movement of the boat was on my part. It's all right. It's just that on the end of the loop, the very end of this lake where we have to make a U-turn, I was feeling cramps on my legs because of all that hard paddling. It was taking a toll on my legs, on my thighs. I was starting to cramp a bit, and there was a bit of, panic. But it was exhilarating since, the view was amazing. The plants, the mangroves, and the cliffside. And so I had to double up the effort, even though I was in the verge of getting a big cramp. But I had to go back because I couldn't risk getting a full-on cramp on my legs. And we would be on the middle of the lake at that point. And I had the feeling that if I do get full-on cramps, I would be in intense pain, of course, and topple the boat over, which is bad since I would be in the water and I'd have to float somehow. Even though I have life jackets on, I wouldn't want to risk it since I would have cramps in the water, which is the worst possible case. That's pretty much the end of it. And I think this is the first time that I've done these kind of vlogs. I don't know how I feel about it, making it right now. Editing a vlog, a full-on vlog. It's not even I'm not doing anything on the spot talking, since I don't know, that's not me and I'm not comfortable with it, but it is fun. I would like to do it again since I love recording, but when it gets to editing and seeing myself, I lose all the fun for some reason. Maybe it takes some time to get used to it. Because, I don't know, what do I do with the recordings if I don't structure it up into something? It'd have fun though. The editing part, looking at everything, not so much. So, yeah. I do want to do more of these, even though it's not a full trip like that. A full trip, a full beach trip, even though it's just a little errand on the city on a random day. I think I'd like to try that next. And maybe do a little talk, in the vlog itself, not like this. Not a reflection of what has already happened. Still, I'd do this, since I'm not really confident in talking in the video. So, I think that's it for this one. See you around. Leave a like, subscribe, I don't know. See you around. Thank you.